Ep.12 here, and welcome back to another episode inside the Handcraft server. And today, guys, we're gonna be working a little bit more in our base and base centers that we made in our previous episode. But before we do that, I want to talk about something. And you know how in the game they are fighting really hard for us to stop pretty much duplicating any of the items, but we are still able to duplicate the beacons, the furnaces, dispensers, and stuff like that. And we can also got a lot of the obsidian just from breaking the ender chest with the silk texture pickaxe. But other than that, they've been doing really nice with keeping us from duping any other item in the game. But someone found a way to duplicate every single item in the game in very large quantities with really small amount of the time. And MadEnder saw that, and he tried it in our version, and it actually worked. I never actually saw the video, and that video is probably on like Xbox or something, and it works for Pocket Edition. I'm not really sure, but from what I've seen on the thumbnail, I think it uses the droppers, and I'm not really sure how it works. MadEnder found it out, and we were talking about that. And next day, I woke up and got a message to go to the Nether Hub, and this is what it was waiting for me. 8 shulker boxes over here, and as you can see, they are named wings, and they contain full stacks of the shulker shells. And all of the shulker boxes are pretty much filled to the brim with the shulker shells, and that's just something really amazing, and it shocked me so hard. I wasn't able to believe it for a couple of hours. I didn't really know that duplication is going to work, but MadEnder made it work and pretty much deliver every single one of us with the, in my opinion, infinite amount of the shulker shells. And I think just one of the shulker boxes would be enough for me to last me the whole season, but now we got 8 of them, so that's really amazing. And to be honest, I'm not really sure what I want to do with them. Another thing that I want to talk about, and whoa, what just happened over here? Why are they white over here? I broke it, and I think there was a little bit of the connection issue with the lag with the server, and I'm not really sure what is going on. Seems like when we break it, it turns out to the original color, the purple, but look how strange this looks. Just go ahead and take this down, and you guys are my witnesses. I'm not going crazy. Another thing I want to ask you guys is a little question. So I did some more work off camera and pretty much added some more variation to this little pad that we have going on, pretty much adding some of the green concrete powder and some of the brown one, and added some more button socks like the pebbles. And I think it looks really cool, but the question I want to ask you guys, should we go ahead and keep this design as kind of the pad connecting all of our builds? For example, the nether portal over here, or a little enchanting room that we have, or pretty much should we go ahead and do this design throughout the whole jungle that we're going to have? So pretty much all of this is going to be covered, and all of that area over there, and pretty much the whole custom forest that we make. So that's a little question I want to ask you guys, and please do me a favor and go ahead, vote in the poll, because I really want to hear your guys' opinion, and what you decide is what we are going to do basically. But now the thing I kind of want to get started on is pretty much clearing this mountain over here and starting our base. So our base entrance is right over here, and we don't really have that much space to expand over here. I mean, we probably have like 10 blocks or something over here. I'm not really sure, but I definitely don't want to dig over here near the waterfall. So the main kind of way that we're gonna dig is pretty much going to be inside over here at the front, and probably over here at the side, and we can see what can we do from there. So let me just go ahead and do this in form of a time lapse, because I haven't done it in quite some time. guys, I just finished out clearing the whole room over here, and the reason you didn't saw the full clearing of the room is because that little clip that you just saw in the time-lapse took like 20 minutes of the recording, and then I realized that a bit more than I can actually chew, and I made this room really big, and that was my fault, but on the bright side of things, we can make a lot of the stuff over here. As you can see over here, I pretty much cleared the floor area also, because that's going to allow us to put the floor in this thing a little bit easier. And as you can see, we have the big hole in the ceiling that needs patching up, and I'm probably going to dig this away off camera to basically make this whole thing like 2 or 3 blocks taller, because we can pretty much set a lot of the farms over here. So off camera, I'm probably going to clear all of this and raise the ceiling and do some terraforming up there. And I'm not really sure if anyone is actually ever going to see that, but I'm going to make it look a little bit nicer. Over here, I really want to start working on this, but I want to show you the little design that I have been working on in the creative testing world. And since I got the idea to do the base over here, and that was my idea from the start, I was kind of thinking of the different blocks that I can actually use to make this look really nice. And I basically went to search a little bit in the creative menu, and I found the observers, and I actually really like the way they look. And when you put them over here, you can see I kind of want to pretty much use them as part of the decoration, because I thought that would be really cool and no one actually uses them. Then, as you can see over here, if you jump like this, you see they have a really dark gray color over here, and I was searching through the menu, thinking of what other block can I use that no one actually uses for the decoration, and I found out for the anvil, because I was kind of thinking of the other gray blocks, and this color over here definitely reminded me of the anvils. And when I put those two together, you can see that they share the exact same color, and that's why the animals reminded me so much from this texture over here. So I basically put this down, these two together next to each other, and as you can see, this creates an amazing effect. And just take a look at this, they completely share the same color, the same pattern, and everything like that, and they look absolutely amazing together. So this is kind of my plan for the floor. I would basically have like a row of the observers pointing up, and I have to say I was a little bit scared, because in my testing world I pretty much put them upside down like that, and they were kind of pointing in this direction, and I just kind of went from there. But I made these centers over here, not really thinking of which, pretty much which observer is going to face where, which way it's going to face. So I was kind of scared that I built the door over here and the base entrance at the wrong spot, but it turns out that we have an pretty much best spot for this, because if I made the door in that direction, we just wouldn't be able to use this pattern, because there's actually no way to turn this way. So you can see pretty much any way that you face, it's always going to go in this direction like this. And I was really fortunate, so it pretty much was the perfect spot for this. So now the bad thing about this is that we are using the observers and the anvils for the decoration, and that's going to take a lot of the resources. I spent some time pretty much gathering some quartz for the observers, and I have a lot of the iron, so that's pretty much what we are going to do over here. And I also made some of this gray concrete, and I'm actually out of the ink, and I pretty much have 2 stacks. So hopefully this is going to be enough. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and pretty much hunt for some squid or fish to get some that way. But pretty much, since we are going to be using the observer and the animals for this, you can see if we put more animals over here, we are actually going to have a nice little gap over here. And you don't really want it to be this kind of lighter gray color from the stone. I actually want to replace the blocks underneath each of the animal with the gray concrete, and I think that would look really nice. And also another thing that I want to do is pretty much add another one of these rings over here from with the iron blocks. because I think that would be a little bit better, and because we have the redstone over there, I think it would be nice to just kind of add additional little layer of the iron blocks to pretty much hide all of the redstone. But the really bad part of this is, again, we're using anvils, and I'm not really sure if I'm going to have enough of the iron. I mean, I have a couple stacks of the blocks, so I'm definitely going to be using those. So let me just go ahead, create some of the anvils, and I'll be right back. Well, that just happened. I spent 6 or 7 stacks of the iron blocks to not even get a full 2 stacks of the anvils. We have 64 and 49 over here, and that was a really sad moment for me because I didn't really know that we were going to get this small amount of the anvils. I am pretty much going to have to do some of the iron hunting between the episodes because this is a real nice pattern that we're going to do, but it requires a lot of the iron, and you can see it's pretty expensive. But luckily I have some of the iron patches over here, which I'm definitely going to take before I put something over them. But now over here I also finished pretty much another ring of the iron blocks over here, covering all of the redstone, and rewired some of the redstone because I broke some over there. And I also laid down some of the gray concrete because this is pretty much where our animals are going to go. So let's just go ahead and start with this pattern. We are pretty much going to have the observers pointing up like this, and we need anvils going in this direction like this. So that's pretty much going to connect to the observers, and it's going to create a really nice pattern. And as you can see over here, the anvils are going to have a little gap between them because they're obviously not the full block, and we can see the floor a little bit, so that's why I'm using the gray concrete because it's pretty much the most similar color to these guys over here. And the reason I don't have it going on these blocks is because we don't need them, and I don't want to waste any of the concrete because I really don't have that much of it. But pretty much we're going to have the observers over here, then 2 rows of the anvils, and again we're going to have the observers pointing up over here, and they're all going to get connected and going to create a real nice little path design, which I really like, and it's definitely unique. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you guys like this design or not? I definitely think it's unique, and we're going to stick with it because I really like the way this looks, and it just creates an absolutely amazing pattern in my opinion, but I would also like to hear your guys' opinion. So let's just go ahead and finish this off over here, and not really sure if you guys can hear the thunder, but that's really loud. The lightnings and stuff in this game are really loud, and I'm not really sure why is that happening. But this is pretty much the pattern, and I think we have the exact amount over here. I was kind of scared I'm not going to have enough over here. I mean, the path would be a little bit short, and I really hope you guys hear that because that's really loud for me. So I was kind of scared I'm going to have to push the walls or something like that, but looks like we have the exact amount over here, and we pretty much need to add a couple of the observers over here. And I think they look really nice over here together. I definitely really like them. Another thing that we're going to do is actually go ahead and do the sides over here with the gray concrete, because we're going to be using some quartz stairs and stuff like that, and they're going to be upside down, so we're going to be able to see a little bit of this block over here. So the gray concrete is just going to be a nice way to pretty much match this as same as we did over here. And also you can see we're going to have this little gap, so we can see that gray color over there. So I think that was probably the best choice for us. Now I have some of the blocks over here that I really want to use, and I also going to need my ender chest, because inside my ender chest I have the shulker box filled with the beacons. So it should be this beacon over here, but we're actually not going to need that much, so I'm just going to grab the stack from here. So the design I went for is pretty much having the upside down, and seriously that's so loud. So let's just go ahead and pretty much go ahead with the upside down stairs like this, and you can see what I was talking about. We can see the gray concrete over here, and I think it looks really nice. So now we are actually going to have the beacons over here, and they are also going to provide the lighting. And as you can see, I'm working with really expensive things over here, and I'm not sure if we actually need to pretty much replace those stone blocks with the gray concrete or something like that. I'm not really sure, we can't really see it that much, but I know it's there, so I'm probably going to change it a little bit off camera. But now let's kind of check out this pattern. So what I want to do is pretty much have another row of the stairs over here going like that, and we're not actually going to make them upside down. And I have to sneak for this because otherwise I will just open the inventory of the beacons, and I really don't want to do that right now. So let's just kind of go ahead and check out if we can do them like that. Okay, I need to destroy that torch over here, so let's kind of get in the position and pretty much try to do this. I'm not really sure if this is going to work. Okay, this is pretty much what we're going to do. And now what I want to do is pretty much have an upside down stair like that to kind of create a little bit more depth over here. And I think this design looks really nice. And excuse me because I'm really slow with the split controls. I'm still kind of getting used to them, but I think this is going to look nice, so it doesn't really matter how much time it actually takes us to do it. So let's just go ahead and add the last one over here, and we can pretty much add another block. And over here, we're actually going to go with the beacons one more time, and looks like I'm going to have to pretty much extend the ceiling a couple more blocks. I'm not really sure how much. But this is really nice little design, and I think it looks really cool. So let's just go ahead and pretty much take this little pile of the concrete down, and we can go ahead and climb up over here. And then we're going to check out and see how is this actually looking like. But before we do that, I actually want to put another row of the stairs over here. And let's just see how can we do this. Maybe let's just go ahead and create a little path going over here. So it's gonna be a little bit easier for us to walk on this. And because I kind of want to put just the normal stairs over here, and I'm super slow with the split controls. I seriously need to get a little bit more used with the building, but it's kind of working out so far. So we can probably reach it from here. I'm not going to bother. So another thing I want to do is, I'm not sure if I should do the upside down stairs, or should we just go ahead, check out how is this going to look like. Okay, that's definitely the way I want to go, because if we do the upside down, we're actually going to be able to see a little bit of the beacon, and I really don't want that right now. Let's see, can we reach it over here? I'm not really sure. Okay, there we go. Now we can go ahead, take this pile over here and take a look at this. So server is a little bit lagging, but as you can see. Alright, I'm back, and now we can finally take a look at this, and I think this tunnel design looks absolutely amazing. I really like the way it turned out with the shape over here. I really like this little depth in the middle and the shape over here. I absolutely love it, but let me know what you think of this in the comments below. This is definitely a little bit unique and different, and that's pretty much why I like it. So I'm definitely gonna need to raise the ceiling up over here to pretty much match what we have over here. And I'm also going to do the same thing I did over here at this wall, and I'll be right back. Alright, I added the ceiling and also did this wall, and I have to say this looks absolutely amazing. Just take a look at how nice this feels when we walk over here. I really like the shape over here, and what I did with the ceiling is pretty much use some of the slabs. So we have the slabs going from the stairs over there, and I added this over here just a tiny bit up to pretty much create a little bit more depth, because I didn't really like the way the ceiling looked like when I had the flat ceiling as that. So I pretty much added just another little slab over here, just a little bit more depth to kinda add to this room. And I have to say, I absolutely love it, and I know you guys are probably tired of me saying I love it, but this design is really nice. and I had to put some of the upside down stairs over here because, as you can see, we still see a little bit of the redstone back there, and I pretty much had to take care of that. And I actually need to replace that block over there because that's important for the redstone. We're just gonna use that concrete, even though I said I don't want to waste any of it. But let's just go ahead and repair the ceiling over there. And I have to say again, this looks absolutely amazing. I really like it. And let's just go ahead and fill that slab over there. And let me know what you guys think of this design in the comments below. I really like it. I love the way it turned out with all of the different depths and stuff. I really like this middle part over here. But that's sadly going to be all there is for this episode. So if you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to my channel. It really does help a lot. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out.